what has happened to this country? Because everywhere you look, people are saying the same thing. London's too expensive, the roads are a nightmare, businesses are struggling, families are being squeezed, young people can't get on the property ladder, and ordinary working people feel like nobody in power is actually listening or even cares. Today on the Terry Stone Connection, I'm sitting down with Shyam Batra, a businessman, an outspoken political voice, and former London mayoral hopeful, to talk about the real state of the UK. And trust me, he does not hold back, because Shyam believes Britain is currently at a crossroads. The future of London, the future of Great Britain, and whether the people running the country have completely lost touch with the people living in it. Now, you might agree with him, you might disagree with him, but what you can't say is that he hasn't got an opinion. And in this episode, we get into all of it. How he went out and had dinner with aliens, what he thinks is going wrong in the capital, why so many people in the UK feel abandoned by politics, and whether Britain can still turn things round before it's too late. Because this isn't just a conversation about Westminster. It's about the streets, the shops, the families, the workers, the people trying to survive in a country that feels like it's getting harder and harder every year. And when Shyam explains what he believes is really happening to Britain, you realise that this isn't just politics, this is a warning. All right, now listen up. These days, privacy's rare. Real security, even rarer. When you're operating at a high level, whether that's business, family, travel, or public profile, you need more than just a bloke standing by a door with an earpiece. You need people who understand risk properly, quietly, professionally, without turning your life upside down. That's where Bradbury's Group comes in. They provide high-end security and risk management support for high net worth and ultra high net worth individuals, family offices, and people operating in complex environments where privacy, control, and protection actually matter. We're talking everything from personal protection officers and security drivers through to estate security, counter surveillance, incident response, private travel, concierge support, even super yacht and event security management. Just experienced professionals delivering the right level of support exactly when it's needed. Whether it's long-term protection, discreet advisory services, or rapid response in a changing situation. Bradbury's Group are built to adapt and operate properly, security that protects without disrupting your lifestyle. Go check their website out via the link in the description below. Welcome back to the Terry Stone Connection, and today we have a guy who tried to beat Sadiq Khan and become the Mayor of London. Please put your hands together for Shyam Batra in the building.
Yay! Hey. Nice to see you, Terry.
Nice to see you. Last time I saw you was on a red carpet.
Your
film
event.
premiere.
What was it called, that movie?
Rise of the Foot Soldier
That's
Origins.
right, yes.
And you said to me then he was going up against Sadiq Khan, and unfortunately he didn't win.
No.
But what happened?
There's a story.
I mean, why did they? How does he keep winning? Because
Well, he took me out the race, first of all.
right, okay.
There's a process. Now, anyone can run for Mayor of London, right?
Oh, so I could.
Yeah, anyone can run. There's no format, nothing whatsoever.
Right.
But what there is that by the time you have these briefings from about January, February, March, that's it. In March, you're told what you can do. And before that, everyone's putting their hat in the ring and saying, well, I'm going to be Mayor of London now. But it's just a really bad format. It's not even a system. It's nothing. And you talk about how did he win the votes? He won the votes because he went to the unions and got 1 million votes, paid £30 million of whose money?
Right.
Money. And he got the votes. And no one voted for him. I knocked on 7,000 doors.
I'll be honest with you. I don't live in London, so it doesn't really bother me too much who is the Mayor of London. But obviously, when you have a Mayor of London, you obviously want him to do a good job. And everyone I know in London, nobody says anything positive about him. Everyone says that all these bus lanes and bike lanes and all these silly policies. I mean, a friend of mine who lives in North London, he said to me that he's got a 40-minute detour to take his son to school because they're building these like raised bike lanes, but there's potholes everywhere. So it's sort of like
I've hit 8.
Yeah, so
Already.
and you're still here and you're still alive.
Well, yeah, I built up my pile of stuff now to give to the council. Then I'm going to see how long it takes them to pay me.
But it's honestly, like if you go overseas and you spend any time anywhere else, you do realise, and people say, "Oh no, Britain's an amazing place," and it is.
It is.
But it is being left, unfortunately. The money's definitely not being spent wisely.
Well, when I was there, I'll tell you the process. So I started in about September, October, and I decided to run. And I rang my favourite friend, Trevor McDonald,
Right.
and said to him, "Well, no, you can't run. You can't run. You shouldn't run. They're going to kill you. You're going to do this, do that." I said, "Look, someone has to do something because I feel I had a calling from God, and I really want to help people.
Right.
And the only thing
Was you hearing voices, or you just?
No, I mean,
I didn't know, because some people hear voices, some people actually feel like
I
they
actually
should be
did hear something, and I pursued it, and I wanted to, and my heart is clean. And I want to help people,
Right.
and the only way I thought of doing it is, why don't I run for Mayor of London?
Right.
And the thing is this, that there was no process. You would normally think that you would get a process like you're going to run for a marathon. You know the process. You're going to go on your journey. Here, you're like told in March the 12th, I believe.
Right.
Call the council, contact the councils. You get a sheet of paper, get 10 names from every borough, right? So I went on my journey to earn £10,000 and the electoral numbers.
Right.
Now, they didn't tell us the whole truth, but nothing but the truth. They told us, just listening to all of this, there's 10.1 million people in London, right?
Right.
How many votes? How many people do you think voted or can vote in London?
I would guess. I would say 20%.
20%.
Of those
Well,
people.
to be honest, they always keep on this platform of 6 million names
Right.
in London. There's not 6 million people in London.
I thought you said there was 10.
There's more than 10, but they always use this 6 million number.
Right.
Now, the process is that, so by the time you got to March, 12th of March, you had 9 days to, you couldn't do anything but contact the councils, 33 councils, including City of London, which is one council, right?
Yeah.
There's 32 boroughs of London. So I rang up and said, no, you're not Mayor of London candidate right now until the 21st of March. I said, but that only leaves me with like 19th of March, 6-7 days. But that's how our rules are. So we had to contact every single borough, same type of sheet of paper, to collect the 10 names. So I had to ring all the boroughs,
Right.
and say, I'm running for Mayor of London. Can I have my shit? Only on the 21st of March. So 21st of March, I ring them up. They give me this sheet of paper. I then have to get another 32 sheets of paper from 32 different boroughs. Same thing.
Right.
So I did all that. That took quite a bit of time. And then once I got the names, we had to go out and get 10 names from every borough. Sounds easy, but you have to knock on the doors, speak to people, etc., etc.
I'm sure you get a few people going, fuck off. or they say, what do you
lost.
fucking want? And the thing is, I think the problem for this country right now is that nobody trusts politicians. And
That's true.
And I think, unfortunately, people, when I was growing up, were either Conservatives or
Labour.
Tories,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Labour. Conservatives and Tories, yeah, Conservatives and Tories. There weren't any Labour. Yeah. But no, they were Conservative or they were Labour. Or, if they was a little bit odd, they would be, I think there was the Raving Loony Party.
Oh, yes,
There was
I
the
remember,
Liberal Democrats. There were people that were never going to get into power.
Yeah.
And it was really just two horses in that race. And it was
Yes,
just
there was.
red or blue.
Yeah.
And I think then, like when you had people like Margaret Thatcher and when Tony Blair came in, I think there were people that you go, they were actually, when they come in, they were good, right? And, I only voted Conservative because, people were like, if you work for yourself and you're in business and,
working,
you have to vote Conservative because, so I didn't really understand it, but I kind of went along with it. But then I did vote Labour when Tony Blair came in. So I sort of switched sides. But then, I think as things have played out, and if you look at the last 10 years, the Tories didn't really behave like Conservatives. and the Labour sort of, I think all these political parties, it's like they've got a script. And they just tell you what you want to hear, rather than what they
Knock on the
actually
door.
think. They're not actually,
yeah.
Like if I stood up and I said, I want to do this, I mean it from the heart.
Yeah.
But if I'm just reading the script going, I'm going to do this, I'm going to make Britain great again, I'm going to do all these things, you sort of go, oh, great, we'll vote for Terry.
Yeah.
And then I get in power,
Yeah.
and then I don't do any of the things.
Off you go.
And then you go, well, hang on a minute, what's happened to all these things you're going to do? But someone explained it to me that even though you can have a manifesto and you can have things that you are going to do, once you actually get into power, getting them to actually happen isn't easy, because you've got to get everybody to agree, you've got to get the House of Lords to agree. There's a process. And unfortunately, if everyone goes, sorry, mate, we're not doing that, you're fucked. So you can, and then obviously then you're the bad guy. So it is hard. I mean, how do you navigate that?
Well, the thing is that when running for Mayor of London, the Mayor of London has full autonomy. I mean, when I was there, he gets about 18.1 billion a year.
Right.
One thing I didn't know was that the thing that stopped me was the electoral numbers. Every door I knocked on, they said, I don't know my electoral number. I said, but have you not received your form yet? I said, no, nobody sent us anything. I knocked on 7,000 people's houses. I didn't get 700. I didn't get 100. I didn't get 10 names from every borough, 332 names. I knocked on 7,000 houses because I wanted to hear what people are saying about this guy.
Right. So anyone thinking of becoming the Mayor of London, the life hack is to go round and knock the doors and get the make sure they get their numbers before.
No, you see, if you're a party, you get it a year before.
Right.
Everything's done a year before. That's why they don't have to knock on any doors.
Right. So basically it's rigged so that the independents don't really get
going forward. I didn't know that the other candidates were given the numbers. I wasn't given the numbers. Right. I had to go and find them, and I couldn't find all of the numbers. I did get a lot, but I was out. And I had the 10,000 quid, which you have to pay in.
Right.
So the thing is that he got about 18.1 billion a year. It's about 21 billion now that the Mayor of London gets. Right. But the point I'm making is that we went back to the unions. He got the unions to give him the votes. Right. There is nowhere else he could get those votes. Now, obviously, we can't prove this, but it has to be factual information, because you can't just get the votes out of the air. No 10 million, only 1 million votes were casted. 1 million, just about 1 million.
So if there's 10 million people in London, that's only 10%
of
people that actually bother to vote.
But this time when I run, I want to get everybody in. I even went to the mosques. I stood out in the pouring rain with my 10 names and everything. They were saying, get him out. We don't want him. He's not one of us.
Right.
The thing is, right, that politics is politricks.
Right.
That's what I call it, because they knock on the door. Yes, what you want to do, you want the payments, I'll do it for you, I promise. I'll do this. Right. I'll fix the NHS. I'll promise you. The moment you step in that door, what did Mandami do in New York? I'm going to give you free this, free that. Now he's detoured everything. He's in power because the big guys are pumping him. Right. George Soros gave him $30 million for the campaign. Like,
did you think about ringing George up to see if he wanted to back?
Well, a comedy show.
Right. No, but genuinely,
is true.
Because I mean, when you're running for something like that, though, don't you need big backers?
Yeah, but there are rules. You're not allowed to get X amount of money. You are limited in what you can really do and can't.
I didn't know that.
I mean, things like Farage. See, Farage has put himself in a bit of a nut house here. Beth Rigby clearly said, but you don't. He said, well, I haven't broken any rules. Well, you have broken the rules because you're meant to declare. And where did the money come from? And who is it? If a guy's sitting in Thailand, living in Thailand, staying in Thailand, and he gives him the money, it's all wrong. You can't do things like that. And even if you are going to do it, declare it. What's the problem? Then you can walk away with your £5 million, but it's not your money. It's supposed to be for the campaign, for the country to run, to do this, to do that. No one's going to pay £5 million for security. Come on, do me a favour. It doesn't work like that.
I mean, you say that, but I mean, I didn't.
It's not just security. It's other things.
Yeah, but I think, when you look at, I mean, he has been milkshaked on several occasions. And, as in
milkshake.
Yeah, no, people throw milkshakes over him, right? Which people.
It could be a stunt.
People think it's funny.
Yeah.
you know, there are people that I know who've actually been attacked with acid and lost their sight. So when people are throwing things over people, it's all funny if it's a milkshake, you know, ha ha ha. But you know, it could be. I mean, look, something else. So you do sort of. I
get you.
And the problem with Nigel is because he's become a massive figure in this country, whether you love him or hate him. Like everybody's going.
I've met him a few times.
He's the only guy, right? Nobody. You know,
that is the problem. There is no one out there. There is nobody here. People have did an angry vote yet again.
But look at America. Look at America.
Yeah,
America. You had Biden and you had Trump, and somebody said to me, if you look at those two guys, they're both. There's got to be somebody better, surely, right?
Yeah.
But the thing is, that was the choice, and the thing right now, you've got the Green Party, which are completely bonkers, right? You've got the Labour Party that I don't know, you know, it's sort of like I don't know what they stand for. You know, they just seem to be anti.
I don't think they know their manifesto even.
But the thing, but it's just crazy.
They're
the whole
puppies.
thing, and you know, for me as somebody that
it wasn't like Blair. He had a direction.
I mean, I care about the country, right? So I don't care who's in power, as long as they're running it properly, right? And I think one thing that annoyed me about Rishi Sunak when he decided he was going to go, he could have drawn that out till January, right? But he went, right, let's call it now.
There's a reason.
And I think the reason is because he knew everything was going fucking wrong and he was like, here you go, give this to our friends.
Actually, he was going to be investigated as well. Right. Moderna.
Right.
He rolled out Moderna, remember?
Right.
Moderna's part of his wife or not wife or whatever family.
Right.
That was the rollout for the vaccines.
Right.
Got paid 750 million.
Wow.
Yeah.
And what do you think? What did you think about the way the COVID thing was handled? Did you?
Terrible.
Right.
Didn't like it at all. The thing is this, that you're supposed to protect our country. What else is there to do? You're going to introduce a vaccine that nobody knows in the world what is inside it, and then give it to the people, and then suddenly they all die like flies. You're still giving it out. You're still rolling it out. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 5.
Have you had your most recent booster?
No, I haven't. I'd rather go to Mars. Thank you very much. I want to live on this planet for another 60, 70 years yet. Right. What are you talking about? Yeah. I'm not having that stuff. But there's things being thrown from the sky. There's so many things that are wrong. Right. Yet, even till today, they don't even know what they're selling or pumping out there, right. And people are still dying like flies.
Right.
And the thing is,
But don't you think people are dying anyway? Because, you know, when you look at medicine in general, like, you know, whether it's, you know, chemotherapy, whether it's, you know, vaccines, whether it's whatever, you know, people going and buying a sandwich in fucking Starbucks, and because it's got some peanuts in it or a trace of peanuts, they're keeling over and dying, right?
Why wasn't it on the COVID?
No, but it was on. No, but it was on. It was on the. It might not have been Starbucks, but there was a place where somebody went and bought a sandwich. I think it was in an airport. It was one of the airport places. It was either Costa Coffee or Starbucks. They went in and bought something, and then ate it, and then they had an allergy. But you know, it was a trace of it on there. So I think there was some rule which says if it's not actually in it, you don't have to put. But so you know, everyone's got an allergy now. So it's sort of like everybody's dying of something. So it's you know, but I mean, do you think it's just medicine in general is?
Well, I think there's a lot going into the medicines. I mean, look, they want to sell you this so they can make money, right? In America, it's massive, yeah? They're making people fat. They can't walk down the road unless they're hinged on it. It becomes a drug.
Is it the government's fault why I put on some weight then?
I don't know. Have you? Yeah, but I mean, I think medicine...
So just asking you an out-and-out question, are you a conspiracy theorist, or do you look at things and
No, I analyse a lot of things before I talk about it, because it's stupid to just go out and just start blabbering something that is a real fact but is fiction.
Right.
I mean, if you look at what the future is now, in the USA they're doing clinical trials on what we call med beds. I don't know if you've heard of that.
No.
There's a lot of people that don't know what med beds is. They're called medical beds. So what they're designed to do is to rejuvenate you, not just rejuvenate you, but to create the cells in your body and other stuff. And there are a lot of these things happening right now. I mean, if you eat, live well, that your body is like a bicycle. You've got every component to run.
Right.
If you don't run one, it all goes wrong, right? There's a lady I read about in Ghana, 144 years old. Right? She has the same food and drink every single day.
Fucking boring, though, isn't it?
Well, it is, but
I mean, and as you got a quality of life, because I always think, when people say I want to live a long time, I think as long as you can walk and talk and get around and have a quality of life, then bring it on. But if you can't walk about...
But you're going back to medicine. The reason they're giving... A lot of these medicines are to hook you on, okay? Like when the lady... I had my health test done. Oh, your cholesterol is 5. I said, well, what's it meant to be? She said, it's meant to be 3. You could get a heart attack any time. I said, okay. But what's the medicine for it then? But I said, I've just started running anyway, which I have. I started running now, doing 3 miles a day. My cholesterol's going to disappear anyway. Well, that's not the point. Point is that in America, the medicines are designed to junk you. You get into it and you're in it all the time, most of the time. So if you start doing that all the time, but why don't you turn to natural medicine, for God's sake? Your body sleeps at night. It's supposed to repair things. But we don't concentrate on things like this. We stay till 2, 3 o'clock on our social media, get up at 6, run, do your work. You forget about your normal stuff. But if you start fixing yourself, I mean, that's why medical beds were created. It's not just a rejuvenation process. It is a process that is going to continually make you grow and younger. I mean, Russia's just got this new drug. They estimate that drug will bring your age down to 35 at least.
Wow.
Yeah. All right, look.
What's it called?
I don't know. Maybe Putin? Putin? I don't know. But I was reading about it, and they've created all these natural elements to do it. But
the med beds, so the idea is you pay and you go and lay in this bed and then it...
Well, we don't know if you're going to pay yet. Maybe free. It's being trialled underground at the moment in quite a few places. I think in Virginia, in Arizona. They're on the outskirts, not in the main cities. But they're using these old hospitals to do that, you see. But they're creating results. They've been doing it since before COVID, really. But they couldn't roll it out because and technology is being used constantly. You've got a lot of technology in there. So it's giving you the opportunity it will be rolled out, I would say probably 27, maybe. There's a lot going on here, you know.
And you mentioned going back to the mayor campaign. You've touched on that. But you said that you got taken out. What happened?
So basically I couldn't get all the electoral numbers. And as I said to you, we were given like 5 days or less to go and get. I had to go and get them, not people I know. Who's going to, send some students there? Then who are you? Like you said. But so I couldn't get the names. But what I'm trying to tell you is that there were 16, 17 candidates. Most of them got the names from them. Just like that, just to get in, to show him up his light, to make him the mayor of London. How else would he have got the votes? If 7,000 people, that's a big number in 5 days for me to knock on a door. 7,000 people. I even went to the nurses' hospital. Oh, no, we can't speak to you, you're a mayoral candidate. The police, sorry, we've got to stay independent. We're not voting for anybody, any mayor. I mean, it's just stupid. We're all human beings here. But they're trying to keep this guy into power, and he's just ruining things. I was in tears. I shut my phone down, and Google wrote to me and he said, we've had so many emails asking, where are you in the race? I don't even want to give you the number. It was shocking. And I was so upset. I just I could have won that. But as we say, God said, it's your trial. You can have a trial with this.
So let's say you won.
Yeah.
So Sadiq goes. So Sadiq
the first thing I would have done?
What would you have done?
See if I would have taken off those, I don't want to swear, those cameras.
Which ones? The ULEZ ones?
The congestion charge and the useless charge. I
think it's. I think it's good because as long as you pay, it's okay to pollute London. It's great, isn't it? As long as you pay, it's okay.
Do you know what?
So I don't get it.
He's even put cameras in a one-sided road. You just drive up in a cul-de-sac.
Right.
As soon as you come out, you're going to get hit. You're going to get hit with a camera if you haven't got a car. The worst thing I don't like about this is that he made people give him £2,000 for his car to go and buy an electric car for nothing. You gave your car away, and that car went to Ukraine. Right. We'll talk about Ukraine later. There's a few things I want to tell you.
Right.
But that is not right. You're using everything in government today you have, from the Prime Minister to the cleaner at number 10, it's our money they're spending. It's our money they're being fronted by. It's our money. They're running it as a business, but it's not a business. If I was in power, I would have got a team of 200 of the best people in the country to go outside all of the different countries, twin the towns of our country, and bring business back. That's what we used to do in the olden days. Right. We're business people. We didn't sit around on our laurels. Because government is such a big existence, right? They're treating us as a minority, and they become the majority when they're only a little minority.
Right.
And when you do things like this, it's very dangerous. It's not powerful. It's because they don't know what they're doing.
Right.
You know, the first thing the Hungary Prime Minister said, "I'm really sorry," to the nurses. The very first thing, and he's going to recompense them. This is our money. We've given someone a mandate to say, you said you're going to fix our roads. You said you're going to make the houses. You said you're not going to pay Ukraine any money, and you're going to look after us. And they don't do that.
Right.
Our money, most of it, is going to Ukraine. Have you looked at your council tax lately?
No.
Shame you didn't have one here, actually.
Right.
4% is going to Ukraine.
Right.
Of your money. What about your driving? Your tax, car tax? How much money do you think is going to Ukraine?
I don't know.
All of it.
Really?
Of course.
But why would? But I know they give foreign aid.
This is foreign aid. What is this? This is to help a so-called war, which is just on and off, on and off. It's okay, darling. Turn off the war tonight. We'll start it in the morning.
Right.
Come on. I mean, he's like Zelensky's like got houses all over the place in a war. His wife's getting a Bugatti or whatever, £2 million jewellery in a war. Your country's being smashed.
Have you seen him drive around in the Bugatti? Because if Andrew Tate saw him, he would probably say, "What colour's your Bugatti?"
That's another story, right. Andrew Tate. But I mean, like, it's just, you know. Whereas I don't understand. We're supposed to be people. Our country's always given. Every time there's an earthquake, we've always given money to everybody in the world, right? Even if there's a disaster, I don't know who gives us anything, but luckily, thank God, we haven't had many disasters, touch wood. But things like Ukraine, who actually gave the mandate to say, we're going to help you, we're going to do, but what connection do we have with that? We don't have a connection. We would help people but why are we having a democratic government in this country? And why are they not fixing things that we want done? Why do I have to go and take 49 people off the streets of London when they shouldn't be on the streets of London? All great, I took them off. There are 49 people, 3 women and 46 men. They were all paying into the system, businesses, all types of stuff. Ended up on the street for 3 years. And I came along. But why do I have to do that? It's not my job. I'm not getting paid. And not only that, I took my time out to do that.
Right.
But that's not the point. The point I'm making is that anything that we're having done today, I've had 8 potholes hit. I just on my way had to fill a leaky tyre again. Right. This morning picking up my car, another thing, I missed it.
Right. So you're going to get rid of the ULEZ cameras.
I'll get rid of the cameras
and the congestion charges. So then all that money goes.
Then I'll work on the.
So what will happen? What will happen with the traffic? Do you think it will make any difference?
It makes no difference, honestly.
So people are going to drive in anyway.
This is a money-making scheme. He said, "Oh, it's about pollution. It's about that one girl that had asthma. One girl in the whole of our city, and he puts it on. And there's no transparency. The mayor of London is autonomous. He's got one of the biggest jobs in the world,
right,
next to Starmer, maybe next to." Trump. London is a pinnacle city. You must not forget, our city is number 1 in the world. I don't care how bad it is, I understand. But since he walked in there, has he ever cleaned a building? Has he ever cleaned a bridge? Has he ever done anything for charity? Has he ever done anything for the sick kids? Has he done anything for rights? Everybody's talking about migration all the time. Talk about this guy, about what he hasn't done.
Right.
There are so many things wrong in our country, so many to mention.
So
I mean, after that, I would work on the council tax. We don't really need council tax. Council tax is just another leverage of we've got north, west, south, east. We've ended up with all these seats, but in order to win a council, you've got to have at least 60% in your pocket to win a seat. How many has Nigel Farage won? He hasn't won many councils. There are 312 councils in this country: Scotland, England, Wales, Ireland. And people are forgetting about how brilliant Scotland is. Scotland has our oil, and they're treating them like third class. You know, not giving them the stuff they need and things like that. Terry, there's just too much to mention. Right. If I was Prime Minister, I swear to God.
You talked about Farage, and you said that even though he's popular and he's getting all these votes, he's
only got
seats.
He hasn't got 312 councils.
So anybody watching this or listening to this podcast may not even know what that means. So it's good to understand it. So So for him to win, he's got to get 60%
at least.
Right. In each council.
Yes.
Right.
Correct. And if they're all different people in the council, Labour, Conservative, this and that, he stands there and says, "Oh, we're the highest one. We're the second. We're the biggest one in the world." Right. You're not. There's nearly 20,000 seats to collect.
Right.
First of all, we're talking about the United Kingdom. We're not talking about London. Okay. We're talking about the United Kingdom.
So everyone that I've spoken to feels that
people don't understand.
We're on a road to destruction in this country, right?
Well, do you remember, talking about votes? Do you remember the olden days, the movies where they used to go in the vans? They used to go into this place, get all the votes, then go into one section, then change all the boxes and come out and go into the other section and run off. I mean, we don't know what's happening to our votes. I would have thought digital voting would have been better, because then we would have had a chance. You would have been able to see me and my characteristics and everything else and what I've done and doing and what are my policies and what am I pledging. Right. Here we've got a piece of paper, a normal piece of paper and a little pencil, and we put our X on it. Right. I mean, if that's not corruption, what is? How is that going to change?
Well, I think it's been the same for probably 100 years. So.
Yes. Well, it has, but it's not correct in that sense. If you think about it, if you're voting for your guy to enter and everybody else you know is voting for that same guy and he doesn't get in, why doesn't he get in?
Because everybody's not voting for him.
Well, we don't know that, do we?
Right.
Because we never see that, do we? There's no disclosure.
But then I have a view that it doesn't matter who gets into power. The policies.
No, you have to matter who gets into power.
No, but the policies are set.
Yeah.
Right, because the education is set. Because a lot of the things in this country are set. Because all the things that have been happening since the Labour government got in power, and even when the Conservatives were in power, none of this stuff was talked about. Or
no, because they grabbed the power.
They just did it, right? But all the people I know that are in politics all say the same thing. They always say that these things are decided and then rolled out, and it's not one person. It's it's the House of Lords, or it is the civil servants. They decide this is what's good for the country. This is what's good for the education.
That's not right. No,
but that's what happens. So
look, if I'm going to run in. If I can get the opportunity to run in 29, I will with my organisation.
But what happens because right now we've got Sadiq come for another 2 years, right?
No. Well, yes,
is it 27?
No, 28.
Okay, so we've got Sadiq come for another 2 years.
Yeah,
and we've got Labour till 29.
Yes.
Right. So do you think that there will be any point over the next 2 years in London or the next 3 years where things change, or do you think it's going to be the same?
I'm the same as the public. I dislike Starmer.
Right.
I don't look. He's okay as a nice guy, whatever. I'm not. I don't like attacking. Even Nigel, I've met him many times in Parliament. I'm not going to attack them, but I will attack their policies. I will attack what they do, because they say they stand for the people and they don't.
Right.
And that is the problem. And when you've got, like, if you now say everybody's saying get rid of Starmer.
Right.
We'll have our 7th Prime Minister coming in. We're a laughing stock of the world already. I've never seen in my entire life in the political spectre 7 Prime Ministers just gone like that.
Liz Truss was your favourite, wasn't she? Was you
Liz Truss? Could you trust Liz Truss?
Did you like? I mean, a lot of people thought she might have been like a reincarnation of Margaret Thatcher, but it didn't work out, did it?
No, nowhere near. Unfortunately, she seems a nice woman, but as I said to you, Margaret Thatcher went in and she laid the law. Right. She spoke to the country like a child. Do your stuff.
Do you think it was a different time then? Do you think as things have gone on, there's more people interfering?
Everything is timing today. Right. And if you look at the matrix of time, you say that you're going to get your deal on Thursday and Friday, but the universe isn't going to give it to you until it's time, until it's the right time. And everything we all do, I always refer back to bicycle. There are components of everything. Right. But like I said, if you get rid of Starmer now, you're going to shake the country up. I know people are really peed off.
But then who's going to come in?
You've still got Labour.
Who's going to come in and change it? It's
exactly. You still got Labour. Wake up. Everybody's got to wake up. You have to bear and grin for the next 2 more years. You choose your vote correctly. You look at everybody that you think you like, because I know that majority of people I've spoken to, it's a protest vote. It was an angry vote. They'll vote for Nigel because who else is there? The others are all useless. All of the parties are useless. They're all puppies. They're not.
What do you think of Kemi? Because I actually really like her. See, I really like her. I think she's brilliant.
As a person, I think she's...
I've never met her. I've never met any of these people, right? But I'm just looking at her on face value and what she says, and she doesn't really
I'll say one thing
to you
shit about that.
Yeah.
14 years of Conservative rule. Can you remember remember anything good they ever did in 14 years?
I mean, that's... Yeah.
Okay, that's the point. That's just the point. Well, there's many. The point I'm making to you is that when she came in as the leader of Conservatives, she could have quite easily said to everybody, look, I know we did wrong. Right. Forgive us. We're very sorry for what happened. We've now learnt a lot of things that had happened. Right. I'm the new leader of the party. Give me a chance. Let me prove to you that I can be the next Prime Minister and take our country to where you want it to go. Right. She never did that. She uses... And when you see her, as the thing is that when people are in the political sphere and the camera's watching them and someone's interviewing them, they get scared a little bit. Right. I mean, when I started in this, I didn't want any publicity. I just wanted to do my job. No, but this chap I had, he was a lovely man, Ian. He was a Queen's biographer, I believe, and he's put me in front of the camera for 8 weeks. You've got to look at the camera and talk to the people, and so you learn. But you've got to talk the truth. You've got to say the right things to people, that not what they want to hear, but they want to hear your. When you go on your first date with a woman, she wants to see your actions. If there's going to be something for the future, that you're going to end up marrying her or him or whatever, same thing, right? But it doesn't work that way. Right. People clinch that power. They get in that armored car. They get driven around everywhere, become a big statesperson. They don't go knock on people's doors anymore. They don't speak to them anymore. They say that they're going to do, right, we're going to do this for education. We're going to do this for the workers. We're going to do this. Let's do a tick box campaign for the next 4 years of what we're doing for our people. Nothing. Zero. The same thing's going to happen in these elections that were won. Nothing's going to happen. Right. They're going to get the money. No one's going to see. That's why I created 4 goals in City. Transparency, not secrecy. People got to be open and honest. Prosperity, not poverty. I don't want to see people on the streets of London. I want everyone to be rich. Homeowners, not homeless. I don't want to see anybody going to a food bank. Not the most important thing in our lives is food. Right. Food is thrown away at night. And champions, not criminals. Again, the kids. The why was the youth. This is the kids. Right. We want our kids to be champions. We want them to be winners, which brings me to education. If I was running the country, I would hand that education bag to the public, set up communities in all of our country, in all of the cities, give them the money and the mandate, manage them, but let them run the kids. It's none of our business. We can't run children in a government. Children should not be included in a government. Look what happens in social services. It should be the people. Let them do it. I would like to give the people the power back and be their voice and make them think that they've got control, because we should have control. You and I are the people. We're the same. You become prime minister tomorrow. We are still the people. What is this them and us business? They do a budget. Do they ask the public, do we want to go for a war, guys? Should we? What are your thoughts? Shall we bring VAT down to 10% to help you? Because we're a new government and we're not sure what we're doing right now, but we want to help you at least. Nothing. Oh, let's put the prices up. You don't need to do any of this. You just got to be... The biggest problem of government is no common sense.
Right.
They don't use what our parents taught us. Our parents were turning in our
Apparently
graves.
you can't learn common sense if you've got it or you haven't. That's what someone told me.
But that's
probably
true. But it is true. You've got to have common sense.
You mentioned earlier that, and in Oxford, they've started to trial this 15-minute city thing.
Oh, God, yeah.
And what was your... Because did you say you was a fan of that?
Can I show you my video for a second? It's about literally a minute, and it tells you everything in a minute. And I think you should put that in your...
Well, you can send it to me and I'll put it in. So
I think you should, yeah. It's basically... The 15-minute city was created by the WEF, World Economic Forum. We go back to Ken Livingstone days, I think, when it was first being created.
He was the Newtmeister, wasn't he? Loved the news.
Yeah. And the World Economic Forum is a nasty group of people.
Right.
They have a lot of conglomerate. They were the ones that created this so-called climate change. God can only change the climate. I'm sorry to say, you might be chucking smoke out of your car and 1 million cars a day. It's not going to change it. This is an Earth.
Right.
We're rotating in space.
Right.
We're in the air. We're not on the ground. We're on the ground on Earth.
Right.
And how can we change our climate? We can't.
Right.
Today it's raining. In a minute it might snow. We don't know. But we can't do that. But these people went round the world picking up cash from all the governments, convincing them that they can do something better to save our... When they were pocketing the cash, when they pocketed the cash, they're the kings.
Right.
So the WEF has made Khan the chair of 15-minute cities.
Right.
What does that mean? It means that he's the chairman of the 15-minute cities program is designed to lock you in your city. So if you're in Haringey and you want to go to Enfield, you're not going to be able to, unless you're in your 15-minute city.
Right.
And what's going to happen? Eventually what will happen is you won't be able to drive a petrol or diesel car. You will have to buy electric.
Right.
You won't be able to buy the food you need to buy. You'll get a calorie-controlled diet given to you. Right. So they say to you to stay healthy.
Great.
But they'll only tell you the foods you can eat.
Right.
You can't just eat what you want. You won't be able to fly anywhere, maybe once in 3 years. Clothes, you will not be able to use the clothes you're using. You'll have to use them for a number of years before they expire, and then you'll be told where you can go to buy your clothes. This is a bless you. This is a totalitarian state system. Already the conglomerates in America have bought up so many farms.
Right.
Like people like Bill Gates who have made these manufactured rubbish meats and stuff in factories. You don't even know what you're eating. It's not even food. And so these are the things that are going to stop you. And the idea is to lock you in your city like an open prison. We will be in an open prison. But I will stop this if I become mayor.
But I read on that WF the 2030 agenda, or whatever it is,
World Economic Forum. Yeah,
and it's said that you'll own nothing and be happy. So
you won't own anything. You will give your houses back to them.
But how does that make you happy if you haven't got anything and you don't do anything? Why would you?
Because they're telling you what. You remember these movies where they all call you at a certain time, like a prayer. The bell goes and everyone suddenly goes in a single line, gets their food, comes back, eats their food, goes back home. Do you remember back in the day in Japan when the big Toyota, all these big Japanese car makers were creating? What did they do? They not only built the plants, but they built the houses
Right.
for the people to there and schools for the kids. You were all in that city.
It'd be fucking boring though if you. I mean, I don't see what the attraction is of that.
No,
I mean,
it's not an
is
attraction.
it because there's a climate emergency?
It's not an attraction. No, it's not an attraction. There's no climate emergency.
So what is
Nothing
it?
to do with
so
it.
why are they doing this then?
They're doing it to control you. It's called control.
Right. Okay.
The simple word.
So everybody's just going to play along with it, are they?
Well, if you've noticed in London, there are certain roads now, they're putting these block things there you can't drive your car through.
Right. I know they're pedestrianising the whole of London.
Hackney, yeah, well, that's another thing I was against. I mean, that is disgusting. We'll work on that one in a minute. But if you go to Hackney, the houses, you can't get to the back of their house.
Right.
And they normally park their cars there because they can't park on the front because of the yellow lines and everything. It takes them 20 minutes to go to the back of their house. Like you were saying, your mate, this is why the 20-mile-an-hour lanes were created, to keep you nice and slow so the cameras can get you every second. They're clicking on you. They're seeing where you're going. They've got this telemeter systems created.
So it's not for road safety then?
No, this is another serious point. The people that have had COVID, they know who they are.
Right.
They could zap you in a second.
What do you mean?
Because in the COVID jabs, there are technologies. They've got all these You've got metal particles in your body now.
Okay.
Right, and they can track
Listen,
you.
when
This is a joke. You think it's like a comedy show, but in reality,
Right.
you're going through the camera. Right. They actually know when you've left your house where you're going.
So if you've had the jab, then it goes boop boop boop. So then they've had it. But if you haven't had a jab, it goes doo doo.
No, a friend of mine's Mark Steele. He dismantled the cameras. Do you know Mark Steele?
I don't. But was this the guy that went around? He was vandalising the cameras. Was he called something?
No, that's the other guy. I forgot his name.
I know who you mean. But,
but Mark, he gave it to Mark. Mark was one of the best ballistic experts in the world.
Right.
And he dismantled the whole thing.
Right.
And he even tried to get the cameras dismantled. Right. But he didn't win the case, unfortunately. Because you know why. And so these things... So he was the one that actually told me about the particles that are in the COVID jabs. Right. As soon as they go through the camera.
But how does he know?
He's dismantled everything. He's a ballistics expert. He's the best in the world. But for bombs and other things.
Yeah, but
the
that's
cameras
medicine,
are dangerous. The ANPRs can cause cancer and blindness. Did you know that?
No.
There you go. Wow. Don't look at the cameras. That apparently there are these special eyeglasses you can get, but they're illegal to wear here.
Right.
They're illegal to wear here. So you don't look. These are not
if the cameras don't get you, the particles will. And if the particles don't get you, the towers will get you. And if all else fails, you'll be in a 15-minute city with nothing and being happy.
Well, I mean, look. This video I posted went to over 100 million people, maybe more. Wow. I don't know. If you look,
is that the video you want to send me for this?
I want to show it to you.
No,
now.
you don't need to show me it, but just send me because I'd love to put it in the episode.
If you go on my X, put my name in the search bar.
Yeah.
Click on it. Click on the video. You'll get nothing but that. The 15-minute cities is something that the WEF has created called C40, and it's called C40 cities. I would urge you to certainly look on the internet about it, and then go to all of the TikTokers and see what they're really saying. Basically, you won't be able to drive a petrol or diesel car anymore. You'll have to buy electric. If you want food, you will get a calorie-controlled system sent to you by text saying, this is what you can eat today. This is what you can have today. If you violate any of these things, they'll freeze your bank account. That is the next step. These are stages in which they're going to implement this stuff. And this was signed up by the WEF, and the WEF has signed up with our mayor in London as the chair. And he has gone around the world to communicate this C40 to all of the countries in the world, and most of the countries are looking at adopting it. Now, I am going to abolish it. It is a hopeless position. We are going to be in an open prison, or shall we say a COVID, for the rest of our lives. We will not be able to work unless it's in our 15-minute city. It's diabolical. It's not this is not the right thing. And it's been hidden from the public. No one's talking about it. Oh, wow. Again and again, and all in different countries, languages, all in different places, everywhere in the world. But this is not the beginning. Right. This is not the end yet. But this is what they want to do. If their plan goes through, we are going to be all locked in a
So
city.
no one's going to be able to stop it because
No,
it's...
I can stop it. I will stop it.
How are you going to stop it?
I will shut it down day one. It's already gone to. There's a website you can go to that they've created. You're never even going to find out in your life. Do you want to know what that is?
Yeah.
C40.org.
Right.
C40.org.
Right.
And it go in there and it shows you who the mayors of all the cities are, how many populations in the country. They talk all nice things about how beautiful it looks.
Right.
And that is your damage.
Right.
That is your 15-minute. No one wants to be in a 15-minute city. We want freedom. We want to jump on a plane and go to Tahiti or wherever. And we want to see the world. We can't do that.
Have you ever met David Icke?
I've met his son. I've done a show with his son.
Right, okay.
I haven't met David yet, but I would like to have a show with him.
What do you think? Because he obviously talks about
Aliens.
a lot of this stuff and reptilians running the world and all this stuff.
He's right.
Right, okay. So how do we know that you're not a reptilian?
Oh, I'm not a reptilian.
Because you might be pretending that
I'm
you're...
trying to be Russian. I'm not a reptilian. No, but if you go to Antarctica, if you look at Antarctica, why is Antarctica taken off the map? In the 1960s, Antarctica was there in big time.
Right.
Now, if you look at the world map, anywhere in the world, you will not see Antarctica.
Right.
Because there's a separate city, there's a separate world there.
Right.
You go through these amazing tunnel,
Right.
and you come to this amazing city.
Have you been there?
No, I haven't been there, but I've seen the videos, and they are very lifelike. I've been on my Instagram, which I'll give you later at the end. On my Instagram, there's something about a cave in Vietnam. You've never seen anything like it. It's a completely different world. And there are reptilians, all types of beings there. We are not the only planetary system, humanoid system, but we are most probably the best planetary system in the whole universe that we have. Because I've met some people not of this earth.
Right. Yeah.
Yes, I have.
Did they beam you up or...
No, they don't do beamings.
Right. When I used to watch Star Trek, I used to love that.
I
Jumping
know,
on
amazing.
The teleporter.
Yeah.
I always thought...
But this is the next thing that's going to come, I think. We call it telekinesis, right? So if you've got an apple here and it's in the kitchen and you want it into your lounge, you just press a button and it will transfer matter through space. But I'm not sure how advanced it is, but I know all about it. I've learned a lot about this stuff.
So you said you met some people from another world.
Yeah, I don't really want to talk about it that much, but
I'm just interested. I mean, did you go to their world or did they come?
No, I mean, I didn't go to their world.
I don't know.
We've got no rockets together.
Did they go like, did they sort of do that thing? They do that thing.
Oh.
Did they go nanu? Did you have a conversation?
No, but they're
with
very, very advanced, yeah. They're extremely advanced. They've got, they use telepathy a lot.
Wow. Have they got laser guns as well?
No laser guns. They didn't come into habitation in the Earth's, in socializing with people until 2010. They were captured in 1946.
Right.
Area 51.
Are they friendly though?
Very friendly.
Oh, that's right. Then.
Amazing.
That's
they're like us.
Right. Okay.
But just taller and, they can live long, etc. All time. But you see, if you look at a whale, why does a whale can live in 1,000 years?
Right.
Dolphins can do 250 any day of the week, no problem. Why are we only dying at a certain age? Because our bodies are capped.
Right.
We're capped.
Right.
You've got this AI Atlas machine upstairs, still circulating in space. I don't know how it's being, unless there are beings in there or humanoid. I have no idea. Right. But it's circulating to the sun, going all over the place, and apparently it's changing our DNA every 7 years. I don't know.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So, but if you've noticed, a lot of people are getting younger. They're looking younger as well. Like David Attenborough, 100 years old. Does he really look 100?
No. But I do think a lot of these people are on Botox. That's probably why they're looking.
They go to the aesthetics.
So these people that you spoke to, these aliens, they're aliens, right?
Well, aliens means it can be anything. Okay. An alien can be a person from another country.
But how did you meet them?
Through somebody I knew in the World Bank who was one of the presidents of the World Bank years ago, and he introduced me. Did
he sort of say, "Look, I've got a dinner party. Some aliens coming over"?
But the American government gave them a vast amount of money. They live very secluded.
Right.
They're not here. They're in another part of the world, but they're very secluded. They're happy, but they still go out and, do things and stuff, but they're just like normal people. They're just advanced. They have advanced memories. They use telepathy most of the time. There's a guy called Simon somebody, I forgot his surname, and I'll get it for you.
Right.
He has, he's got some weird people in his family network, and they are not of this. I don't know what they are.
Right.
But I'll get you the info. You can have research on it and look. Right. I'll find you his name. But, look, we can't be the only species. If God can make a tiny little spider and make they're also saying that when you look at all these movies, giants are waking up, apparently.
Right.
There are vampires and all this stuff. I don't know.
So if all this is true, right?
If all this is true, that's right.
And the World Economic Forum are deciding that they want to do what you're suggesting.
For 15 minutes city, yeah.
Yeah. So won't any of these aliens come and save us, or will it? Who changes it? 'Cause I know you said you change it, but
if we go to Trump for a minute, Donald Trump is doing what he's doing, but I'm just praying that there are two sides to a story here.
Right.
One is a movie, and one is reality. And maybe he's not the real guy and someone's impersonating him. I don't know. But I don't know. I mean, look, there are 7 Zelenskys, right, with masks, all these stupid masks.
You think it's been
This
cloned?
is a joke. This is a complete joke, all of this. It's a Mickey Mouse show.
Right.
But, I mean, look what's been going on with the war in Iran, with Maduro in Venezuela.
So what do you think is behind the war in Iran? I'm interested to hear what you think.
Money, of course.
Right. So it's just about money.
Well, he's teamed up with Israel, with Netanyahu.
Right.
Bomb this. Okay, no problem. You flatten a country. I mean, the Palestinian situation, I was being told not to talk about it when I was running in my campaign.
Right.
In some ways I can understand, but in some ways, and as a humanitarian person, I'm pretty angry that I can't speak about things.
Just turn that, yeah.
Yeah, I can't speak about things. And but we're killing people for no reason.
I mean, I'll be honest with you. I don't really.
What are your thoughts on that?
I don't really understand the Palestinian-Israel thing because I don't know enough about it.
Yeah.
But all I do know is people on both sides are getting killed.
Yeah.
And for me, it's sort of like, and I asked somebody about it. I said, if you're on the Israeli side or you're on the Palestinian side, why can't they resolve it? And they said because they're brought up to want to kill the others. So it's like if you're...
Well, it goes back to history.
Yeah, if you're on the Israeli side, you want to kill the Palestinians. If you're on the Palestinian, you want to kill the Israelis. So there's never going to be a resolution or a shaking of hands or peace building process.
No, because there's no decent person in this world who can go and negotiate properly. Trump sends Mickey Mouse and Pinky Perky with him. They go... his son-in-law and this other guy I never heard of, when he first came, he said, but I don't know how to negotiate. I'll just do what Trump does.
Right.
I mean, come on. If you want to be the leader of the free world and really be strong, first thing you do is bring peace to the world. We're not doing... I mean, like, we can laugh and joke about things, which is good. But lots of people are dying. Somewhere down the line, there's probably somebody we know.
Right.
We don't know because, we're all connected from birth.
100%.
All of us.
I mean, we are all one. And I've always said this. It doesn't matter what religion you are, what colour you are. We are all one. And for me, I've always been about peace, love. I'll actually much rather go out and have fun.
Yeah.
And everyone wins than
And we have friends from all our communities.
Right.
I mean, I was driving down the road here to you, had the roof down, and I went in front of this lorry guy who went all nasty with me. He called me a
Wow.
I said, okay, fair enough. I just done a nice finger.
Right.
No, but the point is that what I'm trying to get at here now is it's good you brought this up because we are all aliens, let's be honest. But we have all been placed in the globe of where we are, all different ethnicities, Muslims, Hindus, Christians, Jewish. But why can't we all get on together? Who told us to segregate? Who told us to go and start a war? If Tommy Robinson goes on a march tomorrow, is he going to say to the Muslims, you go that side, Hindus that side, Christians that side, we don't want you all around us? I mean, come on, we're supposed to be uniting people together. regardless of creed, colour, but we have to be kind. And we can't do this unless people start waking up and saying, my neighbour's Indian, my neighbour's Chinese, but I'm white, and why should I call them a thingy,
Right.
or get angry with them because of their colour and creed? It is up to people to pray the way they want to pray. I say to people that we should all come together. Maybe we should start learning about other people's system. Religion, I sincerely believe, was man-made.
Right.
Man made this thing. Man caused these problems. That's why wars began. That's why problems happen, because God did not write a book. Somebody did write a book long after.
Right.
God did not say, go fight with your enemy. Isn't it the devil's work that does that?
Right.
But God doesn't say, kill 500 people tomorrow. Let's call Israel. Let's bomb this place. But what for? What? And Bill Gates, why does he want to eradicate people in the world? He wanted to eradicate many people in the world. One man. And what is he going to do if 6 billion people die tomorrow and him and his family are the only ones alive?
I mean, he'd probably be
This
pissed
is
off because there's
stupid.
probably a lot of Microsoft users in that now.
No, but do you get the analogy? It's like we are all humanitarians,
But you know what I think? I mean, I look, there's always conspiracy theories. There's always people talking about, Epstein Island and the things that happen there and Bill Gates running the world and all this stuff, right? But the thing for me is...
I don't want to run the world.
No, but I genuinely think that if you have made a lot of money and you are in a position of power, you automatically think that you want to help the world, right? Whether it's by giving money away, whether it's by changing the world, maybe it's helping other people. And I think, unfortunately, people, if you're sitting at a table and, if you sat in this country now and you said, okay, how much money is the UK government spending on benefits, right? And you said, I don't know, say it's 100 billion. And you say, well, how much are the tax receipts? You say, well, they're 96 billion. You say, okay, so we get 96 billion, but we're 4 billion in the red because we're giving these people money and they're not working. They're just basically sitting on their asses. Some because they can't get a job, some because they're sick, but some because they can't be fucking bothered to get work. So you could turn around and say, well, actually, let's get rid of them people because they're costing us too much money. And I think that is the problem when you're looking at it through that lens. You don't look at it through a humanity lens. You look at it through the books aren't balancing.
No.
And for me, that wouldn't be, let's just get rid of people. But to some people, they might go, there's too many people in the world. That's why the world's hotting up. That's why there's too many people, consuming.
But we are
problem is
insignificant to this world.
But the problem is, but I think we've created that problem because if you look at whatever country you are in the world, forget if it's a poor country. I'm talking about a developed country. It's all about buying this, buying that, getting this, getting that, getting a big house, getting a nice car, going on holiday.
But we're on a lease.
So everybody's encouraged.
We're on a lease. We have a lease.
But everybody's encouraged to consume.
Yeah.
Right. So we're dry. For whatever reason, we've been driven that way. And if you say to somebody, what do you want to do? I want to be rich. I want to go on holiday. I want to buy some Louis Vuitton shoes. I want to drive a Ferrari. So most people have got those things, but it's all consumerism. So
yes,
it's like, but we're driving that. So now on the other side, you're going, well, there's too many people using too many things. And it's like, well, I had children that I was willing to pay for. I didn't have children hoping that the state would pay for them. Do you know what I mean? I said, I'm going to have children. And if I can't afford them, I'm not going to have 3. I'll have 1. Right. But some people look at it and go, well, the more kids I have, the more benefits I get.
That's
and
crazy.
I was in the doctor's surgery and I was literally sat waiting to see a doctor. And there was a girl there, there's a girl there. And the conversation was, when's your baby due? Oh, it's due whenever. When's your baby due? It's due then. Are you still with the father? No, he's different father. About you? Yes, different father. When I have this one, I'm going to get a house. And you sit there and you're just thinking, wow, these people are just playing the system. They have no intention of working. They're just quite happy just to sit and take.
Yeah, but isn't that education from back in the day?
But I think it's bad education because...
Yeah, nothing's been instilled or again, common sense. Just basic...
Morals.
Morals.
I mean, the thing is, at school, they should teach you basic things like,
Yes.
if you want to set up a business,
Yeah.
this is what you can do.
I agree.
Because not everybody's going to go at you. Not everybody's going to be academic. Not everybody's going to
But they have
fit
a
into the
chance.
9 to 5. So you got to give people the options. But I think you've also got to say to people, you've got to distill like a morality in them where you say, if you have children, if you don't work, right, if you keep having children and if you keep taking and not putting back, then eventually the money runs out.
Yeah.
It's like there's not a magic money tree that you shake at the bottom of the garden. I mean, I wish there was. I mean, there is, but you've got to work for it. Do you know what I mean?
This is why I said I would like, if I ran for Prime Minister, one of the things I would do is hand back the education system and get them so much support that they can make our kids bright, get them to university if they want to go, if they don't want to do, and also help the kids that are coming out of university, make sure they have a job. That if you're running a government, it's your duty to make sure that they get a job. They've spent 6 years, 5 years, 3 years, 4 years doing it. And why are we paying? Why are we having to pay for our kids to go to a university? We never had it in our day.
Right.
It was free.
Oh no, if you got it,
if you got in
the jackpot. If you got in.
In America, they all run to do that. They get the highest grades. They don't pay.
Right.
Why? It's just again money making scheme.
Right.
But
the Scottish,
they don't
still
charge.
do it, but England and Wales have got to catch up.
I love Scotland. I think Scotland should be. I think Scotland itself should be in Parliament in England as well. It shouldn't have a separate Parliament. It should be part of England. If you're the United Kingdom and England is running the roost, which it looks like it is, then why doesn't Scotland have a table there as Scotland and Ireland and then you'd get integration coming back in, because the Irish don't really like the English.
But the Irish aren't part of the United Kingdom. It's the EU now, isn't it?
Well, part of it is, and the other one isn't. Northern Ireland and Southern Ireland, and again we've done this split over. It doesn't make much sense to me. That's why Scotland said, well, if they can do it, we should be able to do it. But it's not about that. It's about bringing people together, creating. When you go shopping, you don't have one can and that's it, and everybody buys that one can. There are varieties. And unfortunately, we have varieties in our world. We have variety of humans, animals, all types of people. But why can we not use the simple methods of common sense and say, look, let's all get together? Right. I remember the days, I don't know if you do, but sitting in the parks. Most weekends, the parks were full with people.
Right.
There was no phones in those days. I had the privilege of living in the US on and off.
Right.
And every Saturday, Sunday, we used to go to these parks. There would be an art show. There would be a movie going on. People had no phones. They were just they left their phones at home. The kids were playing with other kids. It was such a beautiful community. All our parks in England, all over the country, are empty.
Yeah.
No one's doing anything.
So you definitely think that should be something that should be brought back?
100%.
Or encouraged. And then with knife crime and crime in general in London, how would you solve it?
Well, I went to the county lines, I'll be honest with you. I had my stab vest on and I met these five big black guys, and I took 3 of my friends with me who also had stab vests. As soon as I got there, I rang the police. They said, we don't recommend you do that. I said, well, I'm just warning you to tell you. I said, well, we don't recommend you do that. I said, but why? I said, but why are you not doing anything about it? Why someone like me who wants to run for mayor of London want to go and speak to these guys? So I said, look, let's go. And he said, no, we're not going. We'll just watch what's happening. I said, you cheeky, you made me come here as well with you. You're my friends. You don't want to come out. They were really scared. And I said, okay, I'm going out there. I don't care. I went out there and they were standing there. They had balaclavas on. Right? Oh, they had balaclavas on, right? And so I went up to them and I said, look, I'm Shyam, I'm running for mayor of London. I want to just come in. Well, what do you want from us? We're not giving you nothing. Who are you? We don't care who you are. Get out of here. And I said, no, I'm not going. I want to know who you are. I want to know what's going on. So I was arguing with them about 5-10 minutes. And I said, look, I'll take my stab vest off. You take off your balaclava. I'll close my phone. You put it on the floor and you put yours. Let's talk. I only want to talk to you 5 minutes. That's all. Just give me 5 minutes. 5 minutes became 45 minutes. And I found out the story of as to why. Because even in that dark street, they're all fed up. There's nothing going on. They think the best thing they can do is to go and rob a bank or smash a window, steal the goods, pick someone's phone, get the young kids from school, take them to McDonald's for a bit of food, so they owe you because they can't pay. They owe you, and that's how they grab you. And he told me, he said, and I said, look, if I become mayor, I promise you I'll bring you in the next day. You come and help me solve knife crime. Knife crime can be dealt with in one day, just like the migrant crisis. We'll jump onto that. But knife crime can be done because it's not an allergy. It's not an infection. It is where people are very frustrated, very disappointed about what is going on in our country. For example, in our day, we had police walking with bobbies, knocking on the doors. Can we have a cup of tea? Can we have a bit of biscuit with you? Talking, walking, community service police. And there was like a warmth gel. In the 90s, we didn't have knife crime, not like this. We didn't have phones being stolen, not like this. We had a good community spirit. It takes a leader, a real leader, to run London. London can't be just run by anyone saying, oh, I'll run for mayor of London. I'll do this. I'll do that. Don't you worry. I'll get him out. You don't attack the guy. You attack what he does. So he's done absolutely zero.
It's took 20 years or 26 years to get to where we are now. And you think you can...
Well, 12 years, yeah.
What do you mean?
Well, he's been in there 9 years now.
No, I'm talking about knife crime.
Yeah, right? Yeah. Oh, no, knife crime, yeah. It's gone up and up.
So if it's gone up and up for 20 years, how are you going to solve that in a day? It's just not possible.
I went on Ella McChrystal's show and I was talking to her about knife crime and stuff and the nurses. The last journey I had, because I had a plan, I had a roadmap of everything. And the last journey I had was the police, the ambulances, the fire brigade, the nurses. I wanted to find out what's really happening. And when I went to the place near Westminster, St. Thomas, I think. Yeah. I spoke to a lady in there, 4 ladies. I bought them flowers every day. I bought them chocolates every day. They won't speak to me. Right. No, we can't talk to you. We've been told not to talk to mayoral candidates. You're one of them. We can't talk to you.
Right.
And I befriended this coloured lady and she was really nice. She went out for a cigarette and I followed her. Right. I said, look, I bought you all these flowers, chocolates. Please, I'm begging you, tell me what's really going on because I don't know. I mean, that was a time when that poor girl got murdered on the bus.
Yeah, I remember that.
Do you remember?
I remember that.
I went to their house.
Right.
But, I mean, it's awful. But she said to me, look, I'm going to level with you. Just don't come back here again. I said, well, it's my last week. She said there was 100 to 200 crimes a night. That was one hospital.
I believe that.
Right?
Yeah.
And why do they have to lie to us and say, oh, only one knife crime, only somebody got stabbed? When Indians come here on a holiday, do you know what they're being told by their travel agents? Don't go to England. Don't go to London. Of all places, don't go to London. And if you do, leave your phones and iPads and stuff in your hotel room and your watches, otherwise I'll steal them. And this is the stigma we have because it's more than you think you know because people right now have phones. The biggest commodity is the telephone, The next biggest thing is the handbag. And then after that, there comes the luxury watches and stuff. And so, again, it's all education, Terry. The not being educated people don't understand. The people that are doing it are carrying on doing it. What about that robbery in Richmond a little while ago? Did you see it in broad daylight? They smashed the window, took all the bits. Where's the police? There's no police anywhere. Police are being told to stay away. They're watching everything.
But it's a bit like the the supermarkets.
Yes,
you can
stay
go
away.
in the supermarket, you can still you're shopping, and the security guards are told don't confront these people.
Exactly, and so the police are being told. The police have got.
Why would the police and the so-called security guards being told not to? I don't get.
There's some kind of social system going on here. I have no idea. You have to ask the police. But the problem is.
But what I'm asking you is is who is telling them to do this? Because
Mayor of London,
right,
government.
Because it is weird to think that they're allowing it to happen.
He's got full autonomy. Full autonomy means he can do anything he wants.
Right.
Basically, he sits in an armoured police car, an armoured Range Rover. Why? Because he's a target. Because he's created it upon himself to be one.
Right.
You look at the buildings in London. When has the buildings ever been cleaned?
Right.
When has London looked sparkling? You go to Dubai, you've got fountains everywhere, lights, beautiful roads, everything's so lovely. You think you were in technically paradise. You come to London, you got a dirty little Buckingham Palace sitting there. You got Big Ben being rebuilt again, £4 billion. They wanted to spend £100 million on the door. Oh, this is ridiculous. This is our money. This is our money. That money could have gone to sick kids, children, deprived families. You know, these are the things that we've got to do. That's why I say, I will smash that system, break it completely, start again properly. You can't go into a system which is already there. And that's what Mr. Farage will do. Jump in and you won't won't hear from him again. Wow. But hasn't it been going on for years on end?
So you don't think reform's the answer?
No, I don't.
So who is the answer?
I am. No.
I'm being serious. Forget you for a minute. I'm just talking about, you're looking at the politics now.
Nobody is the answer, and I'll tell you why. Because the system is broken. Right. It needs to be repaired,
fixed.
Think
the Greens can solve it?
No, they can't. Well, he wants to bring drugs in, that one, prostitution and everything else. A great thing.
No, but the good thing is, he can hypnotise you and make your boobs go. He has got some talents, old Zach. You know what I mean? But I do look at him and listen to what he says, and I do think, like, you know, when you say somebody is sort of like not all there, I genuinely like listen to what he says and listen to the things that he's saying and the things that he's campaigning for, and you just sort of think, this guy is not. He's insane. And the thing is, the people, it's like he's given crazy people a voice. And when you see, there was a really funny.
They're getting the angry vote, aren't they?
There's a really funny video, right, which I saw the other day, and it made me laugh. And there was a famous journalist, and he used to run the celebrity stuff called Dan Wooten, right?
Dan Wooten.
Yeah, and he's got his own YouTube channel.
Yeah,
and they actually knocked on his door.
Yeah.
And it was these two young girls, and they didn't know what was going on. And I knocked on the door and said, "Oh, will you vote for the Green Party?" And then what he did was he was literally just saying, "You know what? What do they stand for?" And they was like, "Oh, well, we just want to know if you're going to vote for us." Yeah, but what do they stand for? Because Zach said this the other day, or someone in the Green Party said that the other day.
Yeah.
What do you think about that? Well, we can't really comment on that. We're just here to see if you're going to vote for the Green Party. So they were going around knocking on. It's like these protesters. A lot of them don't even know what they're protesting for.
Yeah.
But it seems to be like the world's gone a bit mad, and I think people feel like they need to attach themselves to something. And like you said, if they don't like Nigel Farage, or they don't like the Conservatives or the Labours, and they don't like Lib Dems, the Green Party is the only one. And I suppose from a comedic sort of like crazy angle, you'd vote for them, like, as a bit of a laugh. But if they got into power and actually run this country, that would be really scary. That'd be really scary. Like to the point where, like, you wouldn't be able to have a normal conversation with anybody because.
You wouldn't. I mean, look.
Maybe I'm too old to appreciate.
No,
it, but,
I think. Look,
I always look at things from a common sense perspective.
It's very important.
Yeah, and I always think what they're saying isn't common sense. What the Labour Party are doing in this country currently doesn't make any sense. That non-dom thing. They assumed that the non-doms would just pay the tax and just not leave, but they left. The same with the private school fees. They said, "Oh, we're going to put 20% on. We're going to tax them, and we're going to get all these billions." And what's happened is the private schools are closing. They're having to restructure, and I think there's something like 10% of all the kids that were paying for their education are now being pushed into the state system. And that's
why couldn't we have a private system created by the people, funded by the government? And no one needs to worry.
Listen,
and we could have had our kids extremely amazed. Children would love to get into politics, learn about all these things that have been hidden away.
Right.
There's no point. Why do they have to do things like this? It's almost like it's kind of sending me to the 15-minute cities saga, because we're coming towards the end of the road. So we don't need any of this stuff. We'll be able to control the people in the masses. How we want to control them. Then there'll be just like maybe a one world government. I don't know.
Well, that's what they're saying will happen at some point. I don't see how that happens, but maybe it does. But the one thing that I'm not an advocate of is taxing the rich, because the rich already pay nearly all the taxes.
I'm not an advocate of taxing anyone.
And if you, no, but listen, I think everyone should pay some sort of tax.
Yes, I agree.
Right, if they're making money. But I think with if you are paying to educate your children, if you are paying for private medical care, the government should be giving you tax breaks on that, but they don't.
No.
They should be going, thank you so much because you're taking the ease off the pressure off the state. But all of the policies that they're doing, where they're going, we're going to increase everything, right? So there might be a point when you can't afford to pay for the private medical care, so then you have to use the NHS. So that puts more pressure on them.
Yeah.
When you take your kids out of private school, if you're privileged enough to be able to send them there, right? I think there's something like 75,000 people, maybe 100,000 people that the government now have to basically educate and feed and help. So you've just caused yourself all that aggro
For nothing.
Why would you do that? Do you know what I mean? It just doesn't make any sense. So there's a few things they've done that I don't like, and people have explained it to me where they've said it's because their politics are soak the rich. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And the rich isn't just the billionaires and the millionaires. It's anybody who's got...
Well, let's go to the rich a minute. Imagine you create something. I mean, you've been in films, right?
Right.
So when you started, you didn't have no money, right? I assume.
Well, no. When I left school when I was a kid, I worked in McDonald's. So I started from zero.
Right. But that's what I'm saying. You started from nothing.
Over the last 40 years, I've done different things in business to earn money.
Now imagine from then to now, you become a billionaire. Why should you be still getting, if you contributed to the system and done things around the world and helped people and stuff, I think the taxing system is, first of all, I think it should have been, I've done like a mandate for when I plan to run. And in my mandate, I've put in there that I'm going to, I've created my mandate.
Right.
And I've got all this information from the public.
Right.
So I know what they want.
Right.
And that's what I want to do.
Right.
And if I do that, and that's what they all pretty much say they want, like get rid of the congestion charge, for example, then that is my stepping stone to do what others want. Because remember, you are an open book for the public.
Right.
You are the person that should be going to the public. When has a prime minister ever said, guys, do you really want to go to the Iran war?
Right.
We're going to get bombed, perhaps. We don't know. But do you want us to go, which means we have to release your kids to go into war? Which is one thing I'm dead against. I would never like to have our children, especially as young as they are, young kids in a war, just like that, lambs to the slaughter. That's what would happen. They're not going to be trained in that space of time. But why not go to the public and say, guys, do you want this? Yes or no? Do you want a referendum? Do you want this guy in as mayor? If someone's not doing the right job, get them out. They need to be out. But it goes back to what, Terry? System is broken.
Right.
They're going to carry on playing that system because they're getting funded by big guys and they're telling them what to do. Or I don't know how it works in that system there.
Right.
But for what I can see, I mean, I like all of the people. I like Cammy. I like Nigel. Regardless of what they're doing,
Right.
they're all like us.
Yeah.
And I like everybody in that world. But I don't like where they're going. I don't like the train we're going to jump onto because we're not going to be able to open the door at the next stop.
Right.
And then we're going to be stuck again, and then we're going to be frustrated again and swearing. I mean, this is probably the worst time I've seen any prime minister get the backlash he's got.
I mean, I'll be honest with you.
I've never seen such...
Part of me feels sorry for him.
Yeah.
But the other part of me thinks, well, there's things that he's said and he's done.
But he should be man enough. He shouldn't be reading from a script and say, right, no, nothing is enough.
Right.
I'm the prime minister. Don't tell me what to do.
Right.
Why are you? If your truck drivers are telling you to do things in a haulage business, and you're the owner of the haulage business for 30 years, you're going to get angry, aren't you?
Yeah.
It's your business.
I think he's trying to keep everyone happy, and that's not possible.
Well,
that's
yeah.
probably
I mean,
part of
that is the side of him that I like because he did refuse the war, which I'm really happy about because it could have been devastation for us, for our kids, etc. It could have been nasty, very nasty. And we don't know what America is doing. They're just jumping from one train to another and going one direction, then coming back to another. We don't want that. We should not be part of this. But England, I love my country. It's an amazing country. There isn't a better country like our country. in the world, with Cosmopolitan, with the food we get, with all of the nice things. But going back to taxes, I wouldn't charge anybody any tax up to 80 grand. They need to get on their feet.
Right.
They need to start first. And encourage more people to run a business. Get into the business. We'll help you with a business. Let us help you for a couple of years. Here's 20 grand, whatever. Help you in the business. The young kids coming out, they've got ideas. They want to start this business, but they have to go and work for someone because they don't have the money, manpower. These are the things that our government, because it should be the money we're collecting from everyone is your money. Right. It's not their money. And that's what they keep thinking, it's their money. So they can just hand Ukraine $60 billion in one day without even asking us. Right. And then say, oh, we've got to put up the taxes, we've got no money. This is just bad fiscal policy. It's foolish.
So there's a couple of questions I want to ask you as well.
Go ahead.
When you obviously did your mayor campaign and then you stepped to did you step down or did you?
No, I didn't get in. I didn't even get onto the balance sheet.
Because
that's the worst thing.
Because there was a news article saying about the you'd funded the campaign through some company or something.
No. That was something else. You're talking about LBC?
No, I just saw
I
a
didn't fund
news.
Anything through any company.
No, I saw a news article which said that they took you to court or something because there was some company that paid you some money.
No, it's my company.
But okay. Yeah. So what was that all about then?
It's a long-standing story. Basically, I had hotels in London.
Right.
And what happened was everything was fine. It was a time when the crash happened. After the crash,
when was this? 2010. Are you talking about? Oh, right, okay.
2008.
Yeah. Right.
To 2010 was the crash, wasn't it?
That was a property thing, wasn't it?
Yeah. And so I had hotels in London, basically. Right. I built them on my own.
Right.
And I never took a salary, never took a penny. And then I eventually went to one bank came after. All the banks wanted their money back, most of them. I had 7 banks. 6 banks I had. And one came after me. I won't name them, obviously. But one bank came after me, and they were the bank that used to lend money like hand over fist, blank checkbooks and everything else. Right. So they came after me and said that I should pay them back their money.
Right.
And I said, well, there's no reason. Why do I need to pay you back? I've got a 25-year term.
Right.
And so they said to me that, no, you need to pay us. So they gave me an ultimatum. I had to wait. I had 5 weeks to get the money.
Right.
I couldn't get it. I went to this guy. He promised me the earth. He didn't get me the money.
Right.
He was the bank. He gave me a facility letter, told me everything. And so I waited on him. That day, the receiver came in. Right. They turned me into the receiver. And that's what happened. I lost my properties.
Right.
I had 100 grand in the account. I took that money, and it was my money. I was a single shareholder.
Right.
The receiver was meant to take a share on that property. He never did. He never took a share. And so the day came that the properties were going to go to him. And unfortunately, I had lost them that day.
Right.
So that was the end of that. And then a court case came out of it. So I took the money, but it's your money.
Right.
It's my money.
The reason I wanted to ask you is because
when it came out for a little bit,
when it was on the thing, it obviously sort of said that you used the money to fund the mayoral campaign was done.
No, I didn't do that.
No, but the thing is, when I read it, I just thought I'm going to ask you.
I didn't
about
have the hotels then. How could I fund it?
No, but the reason I wanted to ask you about it was because when you read these things in the papers, sometimes they're true, sometimes there's an element of truth in it, but it's always good to hear from your side.
Well,
so,
I mean, it's something
people will watch this and
I
go,
haven't had my say to say it, and it was nice to do it here, but it's not the time for me now to do it. That's why I took a back seat because it's very passionate to me because I had the hotels for 12 years.
Wow.
I worked like a dog, and I put every penny back in. I never even took a salary in my life out of them. So there was 100K left. I even actually rang the bank before he came in.
Right.
And I said, look, the receiver's in my property. There's money in my company account. It's my company, as you know. And can I take this money? I want to save my properties.
Right.
And before that, I went to him and I said, I'm going to try and save my properties. Have you got any objection to me taking this money? Because it's my money.
Right.
And he said, as long as you use it for business purposes, I'll let you have it.
Right.
I am the horse's mouth. It doesn't matter what's written on the press.
Yeah.
But
it's just good to hear, because I didn't know whether that would cause you a problem when you're
I
looking.
lost them. I lost £40 million, you know.
But no, but I'm talking about you as a running for...
No, it's not true.
No, but I'm just asking you, does that cause you any problems if you...
No, LBC
Right.
did this article on me saying that I was a struck-off director and that I believe in aliens. What do you think the people did?
Right. No, but I'm just saying, the only reason I'm
That's
asking
what
is because...
they do. This is how they discredit you, you see.
Right.
If you've got a good heart. Thing is, I didn't hurt anybody.
Right.
It was my money.
But you do, but you met aliens, though.
Yeah,
No,
but I have.
Right.
I believe in aliens.
So, but you think LBC didn't give you a fair crack?
No, they didn't. No, at all. They didn't. They wouldn't do that. I mean, they'll do it. They just want to make their money. Look, you know what media is like. What Trump always says: fake media, fake press. But there's always the side of the guy. I'm the living guy here. You know, it's me. But it's a story that I want to let out in the open in the summer, maybe.
Right.
And we are doing legal action about it anyway at the moment.
Right.
So, but you know, I can't really say a lot.
No, but it's just interesting to hear your side of it
Yeah, I know.
and to get some context on it, because
But it's
people
very
would
sad,
have
it's very passionate to me because I treated it like a kid, you know. I grew that business. I had 4 hotels, not one.
Wow.
Earls Court, Paddington, Kensington. And I did it on my own. I made my own money and done things. And to be like slaughtered in that way.
Right.
And what does a receiver do? He sold my properties. He sold my properties and left all the debts at my door.
Right.
Have you ever heard of that?
Do you know what? I've never been through it, so I don't know how it works.
Well, that's what happened. I mean, I've never seen a receiver leave the debts at your door, and he sold them to his friends or whatever,
Right.
and all the properties are put in their name. And over 5 years, they were chucking money into my account. That is money laundering.
Wow.
Cash money.
Wow.
And is that allowed? And I had to suffer. So I've been through the mill, and that's why I'm passionate to help people. One of the things I wanted to do as a mayor in London alone was to get rid of the receivers, go back 6 years, 10 years, whoever got hurt.
Right.
Because this is why the people that I took off the streets of London had lost their properties and stuff.
Right.
And it was terrible. It wasn't. Imagine something like that happens to you. How are you going to cope?
Right.
I've had to go through a lot. It was hard. It wasn't.
But listen, it's good
But
that
I'm
you're
here.
It's good that you're still here.
I am, yeah.
And you haven't given up, and you're going to come back and have another go.
I am going to have another go.
But that's what I just didn't know if any of that stuff that was said.
Not what you just told me. No.
No, but I'm just saying I didn't know whether it would have caused you any problems. That's all, because I didn't know.
Well,
whether...
you actually can run. You know this guy that got convicted for a British embassy in Sudan or Somalia. I can't remember where. He was running for councillor. I mean, how can they allow people like that to run with that type of record? I mean, it's,
So, okay. Well,
this is the system.
I didn't know if you had to be what they deem as a fit and proper person. You know, I didn't know if that was something that they could say, well, you can't run now because...
No, you can still run.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. Well, that's good to know. Well, look, I hope you get back on the trail.
I am.
And I hope you can make Britain great again.
We will make Britain great.
But no, I appreciate your time, Shan, and it was good hearing your story, and it's good hearing your opinions and your thoughts. Can
I give people my name tag? Oh, you're going to do the name tag.
Yeah, of course.
things,
Yeah. And we'll make sure we put a link to your social media. Have you got a YouTube channel as well?
Small one, yes. Shyam Batra for mayor. It's all the same, pretty much.
Brilliant.
Apart from X, which is S Batra official.
Okay, brilliant.
But that's on X. It's not very big. But my Instagram is quite good. It's okay. But to be honest, I haven't had much of any noise in that realm because a lot of the people know me, and I've done shows as well.
Right.
I have highlighted my case before the actual case happened, but it is what it is. I mean, like, imagine if you fall in that position. It is devastating. It is hard. They'll just throw the carpet away from you.
Yeah.
If I took someone else's money, it'd be fine.
Right.
Then maybe I'm a bad guy. I took my money to save my properties, and I couldn't even save them.
Wow.
And I lost all the money, and I borrowed from my family and stuff.
But I say there's two sides to every story, so I'm glad we've got your side.
Thank you.
And for anybody interested in Shyam for mayor, then make sure you drop him a follow. Really appreciate you coming on.
Thank you, Terry, for the time. And
it's been
good
amazing.
to see you again.
Amazing, thank you. Thanks so much for tuning into the Terry Stone Connection. Shyam Batra, what an amazing guest. Watch out, because he may be the London Mayor in 2028. Watch this space. Thank you for tuning in. Make sure you like it, make sure you're subscribing, and we'll see you on the other side.